Hey everyone, just wanted to take a moment to share some stuff that I've been working on. I really don't post on Facebook as much anymore. If I do, I post on Instagram instead. And if I do post there, it's really just short stories, unless it's something like really meaningful where, like, oh shoot, I really want to get this picture out and show everyone. Then I'll do a longer post. But I figured I'd do a quick video time lapse of this Kitsune Mask that I've been working on for the past, month. And the only reason why it took so long is because I wanted to upgrade my equipment. So I did get a used iPad 12.9 Pro off of eBay for really cheap. And the battery was fairly low. The screen had some serious yellowing, so I used my ingenuity. I was not going to pay Apple or any tech person any exorbitant amounts of money to do this, so I ordered those parts myself and I fixed it myself, which was great. You really take ownership and time and patience to do something and put your mind to a certain skill and just eventually evolve your mind in a way, because I will tell you, after I did all that I did, I have a very deepened respect for those in IT, those in the technical sector that put computers together, put these devices that we use on a daily basis together. It's really a level of care and focus that comes into play while doing this. So what you're seeing right now is a design that was taken from my original iPad and brought over to this one to finish it up. So that's why it took so long. But anyway, what you're looking at is a kitsune, which is a fox in Japanese. And usually the connotations behind it are for trickery and deception. That's what the fox is associated with. But the positive aspect of what it's considered as or associated with is prosperity, good fortune, and protection from evil spirits. So I really like that idea, and I am designing this based on some elements of a fox tattoo mask that I saw on Instagram. And I really liked how the stitching and the cracking of the mask looked. So I just wanted to design my own, but I was trying to find a proper, springboard platform to do it. So I went to Google and just typed in fox mask illustration, and that's what you saw in the original as it started. And then I just sketched directly on top of that. What I'm using is Procreate. It's the Procreate app in the iPad, and I used the Studio Pen to design a good majority of this. And the Studio Pen, I made sure that the brush was a little bit thicker just to rough things out and get it to where it needed to be, which was all that purple and black that you saw originally. And then I lowered the size of the brush to a more thinner brush to get the lines just the way I wanted it. It's a really good brush for when you're trying to just detail and capture everything. It mimics a pen, so to speak. That's why it's called a Studio Pen. So here I'm doing some renditions and going over, trying to mush my brain around like how I want things to be. You probably saw a tooth that was a little bit longer than it should be. I messed with the gums just now. And I was like, oh, this would look cool if the top part was a little bit pink, and then I changed that back to the regular black gum ridge line at the top. Now I'm coming in towards the end of designing the flower. I'm using a different brush on this one. I think it's one of the texture ones. I just can't remember the name, but I wanted to give this weird, scratchy feeling of like a petal, scratchy but soft. And I did the same thing with the leaf as you see me rendering it there. And at one point, I wanted to make the lines of the flower thinner itself, because it's a flower, it's delicate and so forth. But then I was like, it's gonna take too much time. Not really, but I didn't like the way it was zoomed in. It looked, kind of pixelated. So I decided to keep the lines the same. And I think I come back and I color the lines itself. So here I'm just going back and forth. You saw the nose, it changed. It went from a slightly pointed down to a stump of a nose, and then I pointed it really way up and added some pink nose detail in it, which I thought was really, really better than the really better. Is that proper grammar? I thought it looked way better than what it did before. So now we're coming to the end. I'm adding some wisps within the flowers. I'm not sure if that's the actual name of those things, but I've seen those on tattoo elements, and I thought they're really cool, so I went to add them. And then I remove the background, and then we close out. So thanks for watching, y'all.